is wrong. But yeah, welcome back into the studio here, Midnight Citizen. I'm about to do a toast. And for once, I'm going to do a toast, not to a dead celebrity, but a celebrity who is still alive. But I'm wishing him all the best. I'm going to do a toast tonight. This is a regular, feature on the show. I would stop drinking so much if people stopped dying. But every time somebody dies, I have to do a toast to them, right? Yeah. Salman Rushdie, the author. This actually happened last Friday before last week's show, but I didn't get around to it because I was doing a toast to Anne Heche, who did die. But Salman Rushdie is, if you don't know, is an author, very prominent in the 1980s. He's a British Indian. I think he was born in India, raised British. Wrote a book in the 1980s called The Satanic Verses, which, growing up, I always knew that there was this book called The Satanic Verses, and there was this evil author named Salman Rushdie, right, who wrote it. And growing up Christian, so naturally I thought, oh, that means Satan, right? It's a book where Satan spouts verses, right? It's very much church lady. But, come to find out, it's not, the book doesn't really care that much about Christianity. It's a very controversial book that came out in the late 80s, where the Prophet Muhammad is humanized and somewhat satirized by Salman Rushdie, which you can't do that. Muslims do not like the Prophet. Like, Christians don't necessarily like Jesus being portrayed in a humanistic way, but we're kind of, they're kind of okay with it. They don't really care. I don't know. They care, but they're not willing to kill somebody over it. Sometimes they may, but okay. Salman Rushdie wrote this book called The Satanic Verses. The Prophet Muhammad is discussed in not a reverent manner. And so the Ayatollah Khomeini, right, the head Muslim guy, issues a fatwa, F-A-T-W-A, a fatwa, right, against him, which basically means like, hey, if you're Muslim, it's your duty to kill this man, to kill Salman Rushdie, okay? And Salman Rushdie had to go into hiding. He's never been back to India. He's just constantly in exile. And a couple of attempts were made on his life. And sure enough, last Friday he was giving a speech in New York. And this Muslim extremist just jumped onto stage and stabbed him several times in the neck and the abdomen. And he's fine, though. I was reading, while we were watching the video just now, I was reading an update that he was taken off life support, that he's breathing on his own, that he may lose an eye. But for an 80-year-old man who's just been stabbed several times, he's actually doing okay. So that's good. So I'm gonna take a little toast to Salman Rushdie with a little bit of I've got some Elijah Craig small batch bourbon, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. I don't know if Salman would like that, but there you go, Salman. Yeah, it sounds like his name, Salman Rushdie, right? It's like fish in a hurry. I don't know. Yeah. 2022 will just be the year of people getting assaulted on stage, won't it? Like, it started, you had like Will Smith punching Chris Rock's lights out for that joke he made at the Oscars about Will Smith's wife who had alopecia. Dave Chappelle was assaulted on stage in California. Salman Rushdie stabbed, right? That will be what 2022 goes down in the books for, I'm quite sure. The same way that 2020 was the year of COVID.